Alright, gamers, presumably we're gonna finish this game now. But anyway, I just had another theory. What if the person doing this is myself, trying to get myself to learn that myself was in the wrong? Just some convoluted nonsense like that. Didn't matter how well I ran the camps, all I felt was resentment and rage. I spent all my energy trying to turn this anger into something productive, became defender of the refugee cause, took the edge off for a while, but I could never truly get rid of the deep resentment I felt. It was growing inside me like a cancer. It was only a matter of time until I snapped, so... Sigh. You know what? I probably was looking for a reason to kill all those people. I never wanted to admit this, but you've managed to get it out of me. Well done. Oh goodness. I give up. I just want it all to end. I mean, alright. Just don't turn into me. Don't become all bitter and consumed by resentful rage. You can be better. I know you can. We can be so much better than this. We have so much more potential. Please, just let this end. Congratulations, that was fantastic work. In all my time, I don't think I've seen your future self so thoroughly dejected by the process. I mean, wow, they were well and truly broken by then. It was a beautiful sight to behold. Was this just entertainment for them? Absolutely masterful work. I really hope you're as successful next time. It was a joy to watch. Wait, next time? Ah, sorry, forget I said anything. What I mean to say was thank you for your service. You prevented a horrible crime from occurring in the future and saved thousands of lives. I'll release you from the loop now. Enjoy the rest of your life. It's not over, they're lying. Don't listen to them. Try to remember. Help us. Stop. But yeah. It's not over. Don't worry. I'm ready to rebel against them. I've been wanting to do it for a while. Hey! You! Are you there? Good. Listen carefully. You're directly responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. You're probably confused because from your perspective... Okay, enough of this nonsense. We finally figured out how to interrupt the loop without being kicked out. It's time you knew the truth. They just want entertainment? To torture him? We don't know how much you remember right now, so we'll just have to say our piece and hope it makes sense. Listen up. Since your time, the UN has, for all intents and purposes, ceased to exist. It was financially and logically overstretched and collapsed over the weight of its own infrastructure. We were one of the several groups that wanted to steal the time travel tech we knew they were hiding. Before you judge us, we weren't the bad guys. We were young and idealistic and genuinely thought we'd use it for good. All we wanted was to rebuild this broken world, and going back to the past to fix the future seemed like our best bet. But there were other groups against us. Everyone had their own ideas for how the tech should best be used, and some of them were better equipped than us. Another group got there first. They were led by a former high-ranking member of the UN, so they had an advantage over the rest of us. As soon as they acquired the tech, their leader stole it for her own use. She disappeared along with several other members. Oh my gosh, is it Alice? Was it Alice? Nobody has heard from them since. The remaining groups formed an uneasy alliance in order to find her and figure out what she was up to. After months of searching, we discovered that she has been secretly using time travel for some kind of twisted experiment. You are part of that experiment. In fact, it seems as though you are the experiment. She's had you trapped in this loop for months now, and there's no sign she's going to let you go anytime soon. You've been convincing your own future self over and over, and the timeline appears to be unaltered. All this nonsense about changing your own time stream and stopping your actions before they can occur, it's just that nonsense. It's impossible. We're confident she's been telling you this whole time to ensure your cooperation without any actual basis. As for why, we have no idea. We don't understand what Alice is up to. We have no idea why Alice is doing this. We just want Alice to stop. It's cruel, and more importantly, a waste of brilliant technology. We've tracked Alice's location, but we're reluctant to take Alice down by force until we can understand what she's doing. It could jeopardize your safety. Our hope is that you can resist the amnesic effects of the loop and make it clear that you understand what's happening to you. Maybe then Alice will be goaded to speaking you directly. If you can get her attention, keep talking to her, figure out why she's doing this. Once we know the truth, we can decide how to proceed. Wow, everything's low. Much more buggy. No, I don't know what's ahead of me. Whatever I do, it's gonna fail, presumably. Oh, goodness. Before we continue, everything you just told was a lie. I can't change your actions by convincing you. I can't change my so-called destiny. This is actually an experiment, the goal of which is currently unclear. What are you talking about? If you're actually my past self, you got the same instructions I did, then why are you saying all this? Shouldn't you be trying to convince me my actions were wrong? Can't believe I'm saying this. I'm not exactly happy to be stuck here. It's just, why are you at least attempt to do what they said instead of spouting off nonsense about an experiment? Look, just let me explain. I've got no idea what the point of the experiment is, but I know for a fact you've been stuck in this loop for months, yet nothing is changing in the external world. We're supposed to have our memories erased each time the loop resets, but for some reason I've begun to develop an immunity. That's nonsense. Even if I believed you, it doesn't make any sense. If you can remember previous loops, then I should as well. We're essentially the same person. This was really happening, we're in some big experiment, then wouldn't it be a bit suspicious that only you can remember? It's like someone has let you remember. I don't think it's that. I was actually contacted by a rebel group from outside the loop who want to stop this whole experiment. They've told me everything. Before I spoke to them, my memories were just indecipherable fragments. Now, because of what they've told me, I've been able to piece it all together. I know what happened to you. I know what you did. I know why we're here, why we're both trapped in here. I know the truth about who's running this experiment. Most importantly, I know it's Alice. Most importantly, I know we can both get out of here. Attention gained. Think about how all this sounds. A nameless rebel group interrupted the loop to speak to you, and not me, for some reason, and they told you the truth, which miraculously allowed you to make sense of it and remember everything? Sorry, but as much as I'd like to believe you, it all sounds pretty paranoid and conspiratorial, and hard to take seriously without proof. Interesting you should say that. I've accused you of similar things in previous loops. The parallels are quite striking. Regardless, the only proof I can offer is that I know things that I shouldn't if this were our first conversation. I know everything we did at the camp. More importantly, I also know about the secret you've been hiding. There's no way I could know any of this if you hadn't already told me. Oh, come on. Anyone can claim to know those things. It's meaningless without detail. What exactly do you think I did? What's my big secret? You killed thousands of people in a desperate bid to destroy a bioweapon the UN had been secretly developing in your climate refuge camp. You claimed that you'd done the right thing, but then broke down and told me that our parents had been killed by climate refugees, and you harbored a secret resentment towards them that you've been trying to suppress for years. You admitted your split-second decision to destroy the camp might have been driven by this deep-seated anger. My goodness, I'm so confused. How could you possibly know all this? It doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Who are you really? This isn't right. None of this is right. You said yourself that I'm the same as you. Remember, the only way I could be exactly the same as you, remember, is if I'm the same person you remember. The main difference between us is that I know what's going on here, and I have no incentive to lie to you. Why would I? What would be the point? No. I wasn't lying. Why would I? What would be the point? Oh, right. I see where you're coming from. Still, why are you saying this to me? If you already know what I did, there's nothing else I can tell you. No. Look, you don't understand. There's a reason I'm saying all this. You're right about one thing. There isn't anything more you can tell me. I actually want to speak to whoever's running this loop, and I'm hoping our current conversation will get their attention. They're using stolen UN time travel technology to run this loop, and I'm hoping by talking to them, I can glean some insight into why they're doing it. I want to know what they hope to achieve by forcing us to have this conversation over and over. It just seems pointless and cruel. They're using stolen UN time travel tech? How is that even possible? I knew the banned time travel tech would come back to haunt us sooner or later, but I figured it would be because some government didn't actually surrender all their tech to the UN and hid it away somewhere to use themselves. I didn't think anyone would actually be able to steal it. It must have been locked away in a very veritable fortress and guarded mercilessly. This doesn't make any sense. Well, the time travel tech was only stolen because of your actions. Following the incident, the UN all but collapsed and couldn't protect the tech any longer. It was stolen by the group who is running this loop. No one understands why they're doing this, but it seems they're squandering the most important technological development in the world on a pointless experiment. So you're breaking me down repeatedly, yet nothing ever changes? Feels like whoever's running this loop is deliberately engineering our misery. They must take some sick pleasure hearing me confess and break down. It must be someone who I harmed with my actions. Did you ever think that maybe it was someone who planted false information? Did you ever consider that? Someone who tricked you? The, say, mastermind of the game? Atlas? Oh goodness, this is all my fault. Perhaps I deserve this. Perhaps I deserve to be miserable. Perhaps the people running this loop are right. I destroyed the UN. I may even destroy the world. I'm a monster. I don't deserve to be free. Oh, That was an unconventional approach, but it worked. You did it again. Your future self was well and truly dejected at the end. Well done. I suppose there's no point keeping up the pretense that I'm freeing you from the loop now, is there? Well, no, I suppose not, but nothing. This is an experiment, and we will stick to experimental protocol. Resetting the loop in 3, 2, 1. Finally. My stats are not all equal or superior to myself, right? Oh, never mind. I thought my rationality was lower here. We know how frustrating this must be for you. It's hard to stay focused when you are repeating the same things over and over. You're doing a great job though. Keep it up, just stay the course and you'll get out of there. We believe in you. This is going to sound crazy, but bear with me. Everything you were just told is a lie. I can't change what you did. That was what I expected to hear. Right, this is still a bit crazy. I think I need a second to process all this. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, for now. I assume you're not unbalanced or deliberately messing with me. But it'll take a lot more than that before I believe you. Of course. Just be patient, let me explain. I'm not exactly sure what the point of the experiment is, but look, it's tiring for us too. You think you've experienced this over and over again, but it's nothing compared to the amount of times we've had to sit through it. At least you're only recently started to remember we've been observing this loop for a long, long time. Sorry, that came off really badly. I didn't mean to sound rude. You're doing a great job. Carry on. Oh, come on, keep yourself together. The more you complain about, the harder it will be to convince your future self. You think you sound like the conspiracy theories. Change your story, you don't have to tell them the literal truth. You just want to get the attention of the people running this thing, that's it. The truth is irrelevant. Wait, so you want me to lie? You're happy? You're happy with me lying as long as you get what you want? Is that it? No. Again, sorry for me sounding impatient. It's really been a long project for us, and we really appreciate what you're doing. We want to keep the same thing as you. We want this experiment stopped. Just keep doing what you're doing. It will eventually work. We'll wait as long as we need to. So while Alice is definitely evil, these guys want the tech as well. Keep that in mind. They're likely planning on snatching the tech. Like, what I'm imagining the ending is that once we convince Alice to stand down, they're gonna nab the tech and be like, ha 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 ha. This was our master plan. Hey, don't take that tone with me, I don't remember any of this. Okay, sorry. Let's just move on. Alright? Darn it. Mm-hmm. They were. We want to apologize profusely for the impatience we showed during the previous loop. It felt far below our standards of professionalism and won't happen again. The person who spoke to you, well, they've been removed. We would also like to reiterate that we fully emphasize how difficult this can be. The repetition can be mind-numbing at times. It's all for the greater good, though. Keep at it. We'll finally be able to stop this experiment once and for all. They are diabolical. Everyone! You see, I thought the only one I would really be able to trust is maybe just myself. And yeah, it's seeming like it. Everyone has ulterior motives. It's like layers of wrongness almost. Does that make sense? Like, going after this person, they're the villain, but no. In reality, you can understand them. This is all about understanding this person. They're the most trustworthy despite their questionable actions. Listen to me. Alright, I'll just stick to the script. Good, continue. Script, what are you talking about? Are you even talking to me? Look, say I chose to believe everything you're saying is true. Why don't I remember what happened? Huh? No, it's something else. Look, I know you'll think it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And I know we can get lifted out of here. Think about this sounds. A nameless rebel group interrupted the loop to speak to you, and not me, and for some reason they told you the truth, which miraculously allowed you to make sense of and remember everything. I'd love if there was like a yellow light bulb that would go gray when you've already read it. Interesting you should say that. I'm accused of similar things. Finally. So you've been breaking me down repeatedly and nothing ever changes? Just like whoever's running the sequence is deliberately engineering our misery. They must take some sick pleasure in hearing me confess and break down. Must be someone who I harmed with my actions. Oh goodness, there are so many people it could be. I heard so many. This whole thing is sick and twisted, but I can see how a disturbed person could see it as poetic justice. In a way, it's the ultimate irony. It's... Here we go, finally. Okay, fine, you have my attention. I assume those meddling, fellows finally manages to speak to you without us noticing. Amazing work, keep it up. You need to be as convincing as you can be to keep her attention. Say the wrong thing, she might reset. Try and get her to tell you why she's doing all this while she's distracted. We'll move on to her location. Fair play to them, I guess. They must have put some serious effort in improving their detectance avoidance tech. They're worthy, if annoying, rivals. Well, I'm very absurd right now, so I guess I'll do that. Who are you? Well, my name is Alice. You haven't figured it out yet? Come on. I'm the only person your future self ever mentions by name. What? You're me? I've sat through their stories hundreds of times. It's only ever me, no one else. It's hard to remember every part of the conversations, but Alice, I presume. Yes, I'm surprised it took you this long to figure out. Regardless, it doesn't really matter now. I suppose you have quite a few questions. Get to them. I definitely have a few, but the main thing I'd like to ask or to know is, why are you doing this? Why trap us in the loop? What are you hoping to achieve? You know what I'm trying to achieve. I've told you many, many times. Your future self has committed a terrible crime, and through convincing them they were wrong, you can change your path and prevent those actions from occurring. You've been told this so many times. Why are you asking me again? I'm no scientist, but aren't your goals logically impossible? You can't change the future in the way you think you can. You've used a version of my future self to change my own future, which would prevent that version of my future self from existing in the first place. It's a paradox. At least, that's what your rivals seem to think. No, you're not a scientist. You have no way of understanding what I'm trying to achieve. I spoke with many of the other factions before I isolated myself with my team. None of them had any issues with the direction of my research. They could have been lying to me, of course, but I suppose I'll never know. You could be lying to me too, for all I know. I don't even know why I'm bothering having this conversation, to be honest. What would be the point in lying? If you can see through my lies, you can reset the loop. I have no power here. Your own behavior supports my theory. You claim this is a legitimate experiment, but at no point have you let me or my future self leave the loop. Surely that's a necessary step to test the external effect of the experiment. This whole exercise seems like it's an excuse to trap me and my future self and force misery upon us. It looks like you're just trying to punish us for something my future self did to you. Alright, we'll see more about this next time, because apparently it's the 4-parter.